Hi, guys. Welcome back to the second episode of Older and Somewhat Wiser. I'm
Yay!
Ryan.
And I'm Simi.
Yay!
We're so excited
Um,
to be back.
mhm. We hope you enjoyed our first episode, even though it was a very short episode, just to introduce ourselves and to present the energy that we're going to be bringing. And we hope that you had fun listening to it,
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
and you're excited for today's episode, the second episode, which is
On turning 25. The
woohoo,
woohoo! The big
25.
25. Adulting to its fullest.
Or is it?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna figure that out. We're still figuring that out, to be honest.
Yeah. So the reason why we chose this topic was because I personally recently turned 25, and I had sort of a lot of feelings and emotions that I was like, oh, what's going on? And it panicked me, and so then I decided to go to wise Simi, the wise one.
Oh, the
And
wise one.
I
Got my wise hat on.
Mhm. I hit her up and then I was like, "I'm turning 25 soon. I'm feeling this. Did you feel this way? And how did you do it?" And then she told me stuff that really comforted me. And then so I was thinking, okay, maybe there are people out there that is going through the same thing
Yeah.
or that went through the same thing that I did before. And then we could talk about some of those then. And I don't and okay, yeah, but we'll go into that. But anyway, so that is why. So I'm 25.
I'm also 25. She's looking at me weird because we're just like, are we gonna give that kind of personal information and just tell people our age? But yes, we are both 25, so we have been through, and we're still going through, obviously, that kind of that anxiety and that stress that comes with turning 25
Yeah.
because we've all, I guess, of course, growing up, when you grow up, you can't wait to grow up and become independent and earn money and just be like living your best life. And then the
Mhm.
older you get and the closer you actually get to like your mid 20s, you kind of get that fear, especially when you're just like, I had these ideas of where I'd be, and I'm getting closer and closer, and I don't seem any closer to actually getting all the
Yeah.
boxes that I had put for myself and all the accomplishments that I thought I should have at this stage, which makes
Yeah.
it very scary because it makes you feel like, oh, you're almost kind of like failing, even though you're not. Like, this is really just a beginning, but we
Mhm.
have this high expectations that society puts on you and that you put on yourself.
Mhm.
So we kind of warp this idea of what 25 should look like, and all of us, I'm sure you're the same, has given ourselves, we created this crazy life for ourselves, which is like, yeah, that's obviously
Yeah.
achievable. I remember telling my
Yeah.
friend one time, it's like, yeah, and I'm gonna have a house at 25, and she looked at me, she's like,
Yeah.
"Really?" And I was just like, I was serious. I was just like, I was looking at her, just like, why do you not have the same goals? And she's just like, "Please,
You're weak.
have a really look at yourself." I'm just like, you're still in college. Do you really think in the next couple of years? I was just like, anything can happen. It's
Mhm.
possible.
Yeah, I think I'm like, how old are you when you thought that you were gonna get a house at
Oh my
25?
god, I actually don't. I feel like I was between like 21 and like 23.
Okay. Yeah. No. I think that's fair enough because, well, obviously, I didn't think that I was gonna have a house at
I was
25,
overly confident.
but you never know. You never know.
Exactly.
You're still 25, and we still have time. We have a few more months to go.
Oh yeah. Let me
You
just check my bank account. My balance.
never
A
know, girl.
magical deposit is just gonna enter into my
We're
account.
gonna we're gonna manifest that.
Oh my
We're gonna
god.
manifest
Manifest my house. Oh my god, I want to manifest the money right now.
let's manifest our house right now. The law of attraction. Okay. It's coming.
It's on its
But
way.
yeah, but how like yes, but to be honest as well, how many of us have like thought that we were going to finish college at, I don't know, finish school actually at like 18, and then we're gonna meet the love of our lives at
Oh,
22, and then get married at 25, and then buy a house at 27, and then have kids at 28. Like I had that.
oh
That was
yeah.
what I thought when I was like 12, 14. Like that was like, "Oh yeah." Oh, sorry. I hit the mic again. But yeah. that's what I had. That
Yeah.
was what I was thinking, and that was the plan. And then now, as I'm getting older, um, when I turned 25, when it hit me, I was like, "Oh my god, where's my house? Where are my prospects?
Where's my
I have
husband?
where's my husband? Where are my kids? Where's my career? I have a piggy bank and I have 20 euro in it, and they're all in coins.
Oh my god.
I have 2
So
degrees. What else I got?"
okay. What else do you need, honey?
Yeah, exactly.
Achievement.
Cheap.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like, I think we all had it in our head that,
Mm.
there was an expectation at 25 that you're a real adult, even though you are, and, you are, and everything that you do will be held against you in court if it was bad,
That's right.
even though you're yeah, even though you're a full-grown adult, you're actually I feel like we're not really, like, full-grown
Mm.
adults. It's kind of like only the beginning of us going into adulthood as,
Exactly.
like, independently and by ourselves and,
Yeah.
um, like, kinda more mature, like, going into maturity.
Yeah, because I like as it is where as you had already mentioned, where like we don't have that kind of responsibility where like I feel like this is the first time where I'm just like now it's really up to me. I don't have
Mm,
school dictating what I need to do, college, university. Like now I'm just
yeah,
like, okay, I need to find out exactly what I want to do. And it's now time for me to like really take charge of my life.
mhm,
And I think that's really scary.
yeah,
The idea of it is good, but when it's just like, no, it's literally just like it's me now. It's up to me.
yeah,
You're just like, "Oh, that's a lot of responsibility. What am I
yeah,
gonna
like,
do it?"
everything that well, you can definitely do it. If anyone can do it, it's you, Simi, girl. But yeah, it's kinda like the fact that everything that you do, you're kinda questioning, "Is this a mistake? What if this doesn't work out?" Because they're kind of really the first time you're making tough decisions. You're
Yeah,
making decisions for the rest of your lives. Whereas before, when you were in college and everything, if you failed an exam, you can reset the
yeah,
exam. You
exactly.
pay the fee and you reset the exam or you drop out, whatever, right? And but don't do that. Well, it's up to you. I don't know. But like if you did something wrong at home, your parents will probably forgive you or it'll be forgotten about, and now that because now then you've left the safety of like maybe your home or maybe the college environment or like your old job environment, that you feel like, oh my god, like no, I'm entering into somewhere new now and this new phase in your life. That's very scary because you don't know,
Yeah.
you don't have anything to fall back on. Kind of like if you make a mistake, it's kind of all your fault.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
because the lecturer didn't tell you the date, it's not because the lecturer forgot to email you, it's all your fault. Like, that's
Exactly. And I
yeah.
think it's also that thing is like all our lives we've had a plan in place, a distinct plan. Whether we decide on a specific course we want to do, it's planned out for the next 4 years. The masters that we did was planned out for the next year. But now it's so uncertain.
Yeah.
There isn't a plan in place.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just day by day or like yeah, day by day where you have to figure out, I was like, okay, what's the next step? What do? I don't have a definite 4 year plan or 1 year plan that's going to carry me through. And I don't really need to think about what's next after that until I get to that
Mhm.
point. But now it's just like we're at that point and I don't have like a 5 year plan or a 10 year plan. And it's actually it can be scary, especially when there's like not everybody, but there is some people who know exactly what they want as they've gotten to this stage. They have a 5 year plan or a 10 year plan. I don't work like
Mhm.
that, and I think a lot of
Mhm.
people don't. It's very hard to kind of like you have these ideas for yourselves, but it's
Yeah.
also very difficult to visualize a distinct plan that's
Yeah.
going to get you to where exactly you want,
Mhm.
even though you don't really know where you want to go. Like
Yeah.
it's just there's a lot of uncertainty and it's very difficult to kind of create a plan for yourself when you don't know
Yeah.
what's the best route for you to take to
Yeah. You haven't
achieve.
even had the experience yet of,
Mm.
like, knowing what you fully like and what your
Yeah,
boundaries are and stuff like that. So, it's really hard to visualize 5 years ahead or 10 years ahead,
exactly.
on how you're gonna get there. But maybe you might be able to see, like, I think everyone has the basic thought of like, "Oh, I'm gonna be rich," or "I'm gonna be alright." But it's scary when you don't have the plan to get
Yeah,
to that
exactly.
area, yeah. Um, but yeah, so I feel like there's a huge importance then putting like that people put on turning 25 or even 27. I think that's why there's that thing called a quarter life crisis. Is that
Well, yeah. Is that for?
Okay, maybe there isn't. Never mind.
No, I've heard of quarter life crisis, but I don't
Oh,
know what
yeah?
age that is. I always get confused.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, like, I think it's I don't think it's the age, I don't think it's the number, I don't think it's
It's a
necessarily
certain part,
25.
a certain point in your life.
Yeah, I think it's the
Yeah.
phase of your life where you're going
Yeah.
into
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
new environment, yeah, and, yeah, so people do make turning 25 a big deal, but I think anyway, at the end of the day, it's only a number, and,
Yeah,
it's the phase of the life that you're entering,
exactly.
and so, Simi, can I ask you, how has it been for you since turning
Oh
25?
my goodness, hitting the big questions. How has
Yeah.
it been?
Do you feel any different basically from, like, do you feel any different from when you were 24?
I didn't. You see, it was very funny because last year, my friend, you know who you are, she was turning
Mhm,
25 and she was freaking out and she
mhm.
was so stressed about it. And she's like, I'm turning 25. And I guess exactly what we were talking about, like kind of that stress and that anxiety. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, my life is passing me by. There's so many things I have to do and I haven't done. And she was just so worried about it. And I was just like, I couldn't. I didn't quite I understood why, but I didn't have that feeling. And then when it came to me turning 25, I didn't have that feeling at all.
Mhm,
I think like seeing people go through that stress and anxiety made me not go
mhm.
through that stress and anxiety because I'm just like
Oh,
seeing
interesting.
somebody come out the other end of it, you're just like, you're completely, nothing's changed. Nothing's
Yeah,
changed. And I don't feel any different and I didn't feel any different. But
yeah.
then slowly, I feel like I was so scared about getting to my mid 20s and just not having things figured out. And now that I've gotten
Mm,
here, I feel like it's a complete flip and mindset has changed because that fear of getting older, I don't really have that fear anymore. Instead, I'm
mhm,
a little bit more excited because from
mhm,
turning 25, I feel like I've kind of grown into, even within a year, I'd say even within a couple of months, I feel like I've
mhm.
truly grown into myself a lot more than I did before. And I
Yeah.
think that's so exciting. And that's what happens when you're growing older because you become so much assured of yourself. There's
Mhm.
these phenomenal women that I follow, and I just like so inspired by them. And they just talked about aging, and they're in their 30s, but they just spoke about how the older you get, like, honey, when you even hit your 30s, you literally, the confidence you get, the more sure of yourself, the money you start to make. I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's all just a process. And I realized that. So when I now being in 25, I'm just like, this is where I start to really grind. This is where I start to
Mhm,
figure out where I've been encouraging myself to try a lot more new things.
mhm.
And I guess obviously with the COVID situation, that's an also great incentive. It's like I have all the time in the world, but
Yeah,
I'm more excited about it. And I kind of look back at situations now. I'm just like, I would like even 6 months prior, I'm like, I would handle this completely different. I feel like my mindset is so much more different and mature. And I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
wow, I've been thinking in a very immature way for a long time. I'm
Yeah,
just like, I feel so much more mature now. And I
yeah,
see that I have like these new goggles on and they're clear and they're
yeah,
brighter, and I'm just like, "Oh, this is what it's like to, like, really see through the eyes of an adult and be like, I know things,"
yeah,
you know? I feel
yeah,
so much more wiser now and, like,
yeah.
no, I'm actually, like, I feel like it's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited
No,
about it.
I agree with you completely. Yeah, I think it's great that you pulled up the point when you're actually excited to even go into like getting older and getting into your 30s because like, that's when you learn more about yourself,
Yeah.
your boundaries, and you're also making the moolah. So like hopefully by then you'll
Oh,
have something
yes.
saved and
We'll be making
you'll have the moolah and you'll be set. So that I agree with you on that point as well. And that I think I had the same thing. Like, and I think that's so cool that you didn't have the anxiety of turning 25 because you saw your friend go through it and you were like, no, like that's not worth it. And that it's good that you've also grown into yourself at 25. And I agree with you. Like, it didn't happen overnight,
Oh, yeah.
for myself, like, I only turned 25. I'm only 25 a week, and I'm like, I just my whole life
She's a
has
baby to
changed.
the
I'm
25
so
world.
mature now. Everything just switched, and I just see things in a different light now, and, before I was so immature, but I completely agree with you.
I've had
It
time. I've been in 25. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of being 25. Like, 25 is soon gonna be over for me.
Oh, no. No.
I've been in it a couple of months. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing, and then there's me like, "Yeah, I agree with you." Like, I feel so smart and wise now. But I agree with you actually, okay, so let's go back to before I turned 25, the end of being 24. I was feeling so freaking nervous and anxious. I was like, "Oh my goodness." Like I don't have a professional career yet. Um, I just finished college. I have certain skills, but they're not like top level skills.
Mm.
And that was like, and then of course, when you're searching for jobs and everything, you're facing rejection.
Oh,
All of that piled on top. Plus, I was not taking care of my skin properly because I was busy. And the dehydration lines came in. And I was like, "Oh, no!" And I went wild, so I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm getting old!" And so that came in, that kind of that just the feeling, the fear, and, like, the anxiety, it all came in. I was like, "Oh my god, what do I do?" And, also, um, like okay, so side story, like, because I am from, like, an Asian background, and the older generation of thinking is 25 is old. So, like, for me, my mom's always like not my mom, but, like, just people in general that are like, "Oh my god, you're 25, you should know everything, you should have your stuff together." That added it on top
mm.
of, like, the feelings that the emotions that I was going through, and then I was like, "Okay, I know Simi's 25. Let me hit her up. Let me ask her." Simi, I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling like kind of like scared and feeling kind of anxious and nervous. Think, and then you were just telling me, no, it's grand. Like, I remember you saying that it's completely fine. And you're 25, and you don't feel like there's much of a difference at all in terms of um, um, like between 24 and 25, but you feel like you're more independent and you have more, you're a little bit more, I don't know, you have a newer way of doing things and looking at
Mm.
things, and then you were telling me, "Don't be silly about the lines," like my dehydration line, and I was like, "Okay, okay, okay, thank God, alright." And then after a few weeks later, I started taking good care of my skin and the lines disappeared, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, 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 what was I tripping for?" And then and then and then after that talk with you, I just realized, you know what? It's true, like, there's not much of a difference, like, in terms of age, yeah, you've gone up 1 year, but, it's only a number, and the reason why I was feeling this way was because I was leaving the one phase of my life that I'm leaving now, which is college, and
Yeah,
going into more professional area and going into a different realm of, like, adulthood.
yeah,
So, it was the beginning of this navigation into this realm of adulthood, and that was what like scared me because I didn't know how to do that. I had 24 whole year of experience of being in school and in a college environment, so I understand how to navigate that. But now I'm going into like a professional, like an early career
yeah,
thing. That was something that I didn't know how to navigate and I don't know what to do. And so I think that scared me more so than, and I don't think it was the age. It was the pressure of that age, but then it was the fact that I was entering a new phase of my life.
yeah.
But now that I'm 25 and I've had like a few weeks to enjoy the time, like, yeah, it's grand. It's the same stuff. It's the same. It's not really that different from when you were 24, except I do feel that, my mind has matured because
Yeah,
I've overcome that obstacle of thinking like
yeah,
25, I'm supposed to have all my stuff together. I'm supposed to, because I've overcome that now, like, it's again, my mind is clear, and until the next problem comes, and I'll be coming to see you like,
like, "What? You
"Simi!"
come in first." But no, that's that thing is, like, the way you think about age is a little bit different where, like, I'm not scared of growing older anymore
Neither am I
because with
now.
that comes, like, new experiences and new bouts of wisdom and just
Mhm.
it brings something new, and that's exciting. I'm excited because 'cause I'm excited for there's so many different possibilities. Everything is unknown, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, "Oh, I just can't wait to see what it looks like." But again, I'm really at the point in, like, I've always been that person where wishing your life away. "Oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for next year. I can't wait for this holiday," and you're just not
Mhm.
living in a now. And now
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Yeah, do you know what? I'm so excited for what life has in store for me." But I'm also like, I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying the bouts of being confused and like job hunting and like, oh my God, I need to figure stuff out. But I'm kind of enjoying that process because I'm just like,
Yeah.
eventually when I get past that, it'll be something nice to like look back on. Like
Mhm.
I really am trying to really be able to live in that moment a lot more. And I even did
Mhm.
that by when our what was it? Our results came out for college. I told
Yeah.
you like I started a journal and I just journaled my feeling that moment. I'm just like, and that's kind of want to be doing like big life moments that are
Yeah.
kind of
Journal
scary. I want to kind of journal and just
to
put
see what
down
you felt.
how I felt at that moment in time to kind of look back on and to force myself to live in the moment a little bit more. And I want to
Mhm.
do that with everything, whereas graduation, whether that's in person or through Zoom, we have yet
Mhm.
to know. But whatever
Yeah.
that is, but
Mhm.
no, yeah, I'm more living in the moment. It's just so strange because, like, yeah, I feel so much more mature. Like,
Same.
even,
I
like,
agree
look
with
at me
you.
Christmas, like, December of 2019. Boy, I
Yeah.
was a different person, like, a completely different person. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I
I feel
feel.
like yeah, so but maybe when you turn 26 and 27, you're gonna maybe look back and be like, "I was not mature at 25."
Yeah, I feel like
Maybe that
that's
might happen as well. Cause I remember being, 22, and
oh god.
I thought I was the shit. I was like, I know
I
everything,
know.
and I'm so mature." And now, like, that I'm thinking back in that year, oh my god, I was an absolute, like,
Oh, but that's
pumpkin. I don't know
funny.
what I was having the best time of my life, but I was not mature at all, like, my thought processes were not there.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, because that's exactly what's gonna happen. The older you get, you're gonna look back and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like I cannot. I don't even want to look back at myself at 24, let alone at 20, like 1 or 22." I'm just like, "Oh my god," I'm just like,
Mhm.
"Simi, grow." I feel like I
No,
remember
no,
I was
I look back and I'm like, "Okay, I've accepted that I was a bit
oh
of a twat at 22," but, yeah, I've accepted it,
oh
and,
accepted
like
those like because
yeah,
I like sometimes I think I'm just like, what would you do if you could see like a younger version of yourself a couple years ago? And I was just like, do you know what I'd do?
mhm.
I would just, look her straight in the eye and just grab her by like her two shoulders and just give her a good shake.
Give her a good
Just
shake.
give her a good shake. I don't want to scare her and I don't want to be
Yeah,
mean, but I just want to give her a good shake and be like, grow up.
yeah,
Just kind of like,
and
oh come on, don't be you're so like when I think back at myself, I'm just like, gosh, that girl was just so naive. And just
yeah.
so like
No,
kind of like
I'm
had no
literally the
idea.
same.
Had no
I had
idea.
no idea as well, yeah.
I was so
I wouldn't
gullible.
shake myself. I would just, like, I think I'll just let myself be. I wasn't too bad, but I just let myself be. I'm like, "You needed to go through that."
Oh, no, no, the funny thing is, even though I say that, I just, like I think just for myself, I just really wanna shake her, but
Yeah, yeah.
at the same
I
time,
might give
it's like,
mine
but my
a couple.
mentality, the reason why
Yeah.
it is the way it is now is because of those experiences you have. That's the thing as well with good and bad experiences in life.
Mhm.
Sometimes looking back, cringe moments looking back, I'm just like, "Oh my god, I wanna erase that from my memory." But they're all so vital for you to grow and mature. So as much as
Yeah,
I hate such cringy moments or bad experiences, I'm so grateful for them because I'm just like, I would not have learned what I needed to learn without them. So that's the thing
yeah,
as well. You're just like, you want to shake your younger self. I think everybody, there's a moment in time where you're just like, I really want to shake you. But at the same
yeah.
time, you need to go through that. It's gonna
Mhm,
be crap and it's gonna hurt, but like it has to
mhm.
be done. And that's where you're gonna become the best version of yourself. And I'm just like,
I agree.
I'm not even close to being the best version of myself, but I know I'm gonna be there because experiences that I've had, experiences that I'm going to have that are gonna be crappy,
It's gonna make you the best of the
they're gonna
best
make me the best version of me, honey. So,
yourself.
you need to take the good with the bad. What did they say?
Mhm.
Without having the bad, how do you appreciate the good? So,
Exactly.
that's exactly we wanna be well-rounded human beings, and to be
Yeah,
well-rounded human beings, we need to experience a lot of things.
we do. And, hopefully, like, it's not like I don't want anyone to ever experience, like, horrible
Oh,
stuff.
no.
But, like, obviously things like, like, just a bit of I don't know, a bit of
Cringe.
life lessons are
When I say
fine.
that, I'm like cringy moments, like, "Oh my gosh, I want the ground to swallow me up." What did I say?
So I see, like okay, so I've always done this ever since I was little because I've done many embarrassing things, and
Oh,
I'm always constantly embarrassing myself, like, even now. But, so I've always had moments of cringiness where the thought of it comes back, and do you
oh
ever, like, want to kick your blanket, like, really hard?
my gosh.
You're kicking it when the thought comes,
Yeah,
and,
it gives you
so
severe anxiety. Oh
yeah,
my
so
god.
what I've trained myself to do is every time that that comes, I just, like, that feeling comes, I'm just like, "You know, it happened already. It already happened,
Yeah.
and it's fine, and you're alive, and you're fine now, and that person or that like, the person that saw you do it probably forgot. They probably don't even care. Once you get over it, it's fine. It's fine. I'm
That's
still
really
breathing.
good.
You're good. You're
That's
good."
really
Yeah,
good.
because
'Cause
I get that feeling so many times, like, over the past few years, I always get that feeling just like
once in a while, it just comes back to you like a
yeah,
really,
all of a
really,
sudden.
really bad
Yeah,
dream. You're just like, "Oh my god,
yeah.
PTSD."
So, like, what I do is I just completely accept it in the moment. I try not to, like, kick it out. I try not to be like, "Oh, what the hell? I was such a loser." I'm just like, "Yeah, it happened, and I'm still breathing, so we're good. We keep moving."
That is so funny that you say that because I don't have it very often. Mine is once in a while, and I think like a couple weeks ago, I had
Yeah.
that moment, and
Mhm.
it stayed with me for like a couple of days. Like this
Woo!
didn't just a fleeting moment, a fleeting memory that came back, and you're just like, okay, it's gone now. It stayed with me for a couple of days. I honestly, no.
Yeah. It's okay, Timmy. Just accept it.
No, but the reason why I thought it was so funny what you said, because it
Oh,
was
because it
there,
happened to you.
and then by day 3, I
Yeah.
literally was just like I literally had that moment, I was just like, "It's done. It's happened. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing, but laugh at it." And then it just disappeared after that. But I had that moment where I'm just like, "You have to let it go. Let
Yeah.
it go. Just
Let it all go.
let it
Let it
go.
go.
Let it
Let it
go.
go. Let it
Don't
hold it
hold it
back
back
anymore.
anymore."
Okay, this is no longer a podcast. This is going to be us singing.
Singing, "Let it go." Yes.
Ireland's Got Talent.
Oh, look at this.
Ireland's Got Talent, here we come.
Oh, here we go. The best duo in the game. She's gonna juggle, and I'm gonna be on the tricycle.
Good. Yeah,
Or no,
everywhere I can't even
unicycle.
juggle. I'm gonna juggle on a unicycle. But yeah,
Um,
yeah, what were we talking about?
oh, yeah, so, like, do you know, like, yeah, when you get bad flashbacks to, like, things you did when you were younger, like, in your teens, and you're just like,
Yeah. Yes, I think there was something before that which led me to talk on that. But anyways, let's go. So yeah, so far the 25-year-old experience has been positive for me, and I'm like I've accepted it, and I feel like I'm more mature as well.
yeah,
Um and I'm so excited to get older. Like I cannot wait until, I get like a really nice job that I really enjoy,
yeah, I'm looking
that
forward to
I'm
that.
making bank and
You're
like,
in the
I have
moolah,
everything.
secure the bag,
Mhm.
sweetheart.
Mhm. Like, yeah, I can't wait until I get older, and then everyone can just take care of themselves as well. Wear your moisturizer.
Oh, yeah, look after your skin, baby girl.
Yeah. Always moisturize,
And
babies.
baby boy, like,
Yeah.
boys too.
Honestly
Get your
honest
skincare game
yeah,
right.
get your skincare game on,
Yeah,
guys, for sure.
you'll thank
Just,
us
like,
later.
little bit of moisturizer, a little bit of sunscreen in the morning, a little bit of lip
Sunscreen
balm.
is literally will change your life.
It will, you know? It's very important. Okay, so, I just wrote down some notes just in case I forget
Oh, yeah.
some notes that I wanna talk about. So oh, yeah, so I was thinking, like, the part of the reason why we think that that you suddenly have to have the best job in the whole wide world, and you have to travel to every single country, and that you have to have, like, your partner and, like, know your life plan figured out. It's partly because of our own expectations and what people, like, expect, but do you think
Yeah.
also it's from social media? When you see
I think that
people
definitely
post.
plays a huge part in it because you see people post like we all know like we're not naive. We all know that people are going to post the best versions of themselves and of their lives,
Mhm.
but it doesn't matter. When you see that, you're literally just like, "See, they have their thing together. They know what they're
Yeah.
on. Look at them securing that bag." And then you're seeing how like the world is changing when it comes to like fame and success and we're seeing like really young TikTokers, like social media stars, and you're just like, oh my god, I wish I was like that, like mindset at that age. I was like, could I have been doing that at like 18 years old? I would have got secured the bag. I probably would have bought a house. There's this 19
Yeah.
year old buying a couple $1 million house. What the hell? No.
There's me, I can't even afford a donut.
I'm just like, do you want to go halvesies on a
Go have seats
Boston
on the
cream?
donut with me. Oh, no, it's fine. You like Oreo? Okay, I don't mind Oreo. We'll go
Yeah, I
have
don't
seats
mind
on the
Oreo. Beggars can't be choosers. Oh my
Really?
gosh. Stop. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it is. That really, that does play a huge part. Yeah. Expectation and then social media, because everyone is trying to outshine the other person and showing how great of a life you have. And
Mhm.
it's just this constant, like, everybody's like trying to
Yeah.
outshine each other. And you're just like,
Yeah.
you're just here and you're just like, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
I'm on the bench right now just watching. I'm just watching.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, when am I gonna be in the
I
game?
know.
I want
Be
to be in
there
the
with you.
game, please.
Yeah. When I see influencers with, like, like, getting their first car at 18 and, like, it's a nice car and, like, they're traveling every weekend, I'm just like, "Wow."
Honey, I can't even drive.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm
Any
meant to have
life.
my driving license. Where the hell is that one in? That was in your plan.
That's the first
Why
thing I'm
don't you
gonna
got it
do.
yet?
That's the one thing I'm just like, "What? Why the heck did you not do that?" I'm just like, "Honey, even if I want to get a car, I couldn't drive it."
It's like, "Why didn't you get your driving license?" "Honey, I was busy."
Yeah, me
Like,
too. I was just like, I was
busy.
busy, like,
Like,
being
like,
educated.
studying, like, sleeping, like, we need rest,
Oh, yeah.
um, um,
I
yeah,
have
I was
things to do,
really
people
busy.
to see.
Busy, okay?
Oh,
Stop.
oh,
No,
stop.
but I should get my driving
Oh,
license
yeah.
sorted.
I can
I can't.
drive. I just can't legally drive,
Yeah,
but I
me
can
too.
drive.
Yeah. Well, I'm not confident on the road, so
Um,
can you
I'm
imagine me on the road?
I'm confident on the r no, I'm not confident. I can drive. I remember I went
Yeah.
driving with my uncle, and I can drive. He was like, "You can drive really well. You're just scared." I'm
Oh.
terrified as soon as a car or a truck, because
Mhm.
every time I did my driving test, every my driving
Lessons.
lessons, for some reason, there would always be a gigantic truck, and the car is tiny every
Mhm.
single time, and that ruined the experience for me. So every
Oh.
time I see a truck coming, I get the biggest anxiety, and my uncle's just like, "You're gonna drive us off the road," and he's like, "You can drive, just don't pay attention to other cars." I was like,
Yeah.
I can't, unless I'm in
I
a
could.
truck and then everyone's tiny." And then I'm just like, "Ain't nothing bad gonna happen to me."
So
Watch
you
out,
little guys better watch
bitch.
out.
My god. I was just like, "We're definitely not gonna get our licenses now."
Yeah. No. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. So when I was driving and there was like loads of cars coming by, that like obviously scares me. But my instructor was always like, "Focus on yourself. You'll be thinking about them. They're good drivers. They'll know what to do. You have to know what you need to do." And I'm like, "You're right. You're right. You're right." I just keep driving, and like, and nothing bad ever happens. So I
No.
think it's just like
Yeah, it's
the
just
more
a
you
mental
practice,
thing.
the more. Mhm. But yeah, what were we talking about again?
Uh,
Oh,
and
yeah, we're talking about,
influencers
these
with their
influencers having
cars.
cars and we don't even have our license. Oh, we
Stop.
will, we will. We'll get
We
there,
will.
get there.
Yeah, it's part of the
Um,
plan.
mhm, and then, the another thing that I wanted to touch on was, getting older and, like, the pressure on of it, especially for girls. I don't know the pressures for guys.
I'd be
Well,
very
turning 25,
interested
is there
to
any?
really. I know
Yeah,
we say, like, we don't think there's any pressures at all, but I'm sure that they have
I'm
their own
sure.
pressures. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
for
But
sure.
people always have there's such a magnifying glass on women, so I would be very
Mm,
interested to know exactly what sort. I feel like there are, because I've seen some cases of guys who turn, like, a certain age and they're just like, "Okay, everyone's getting engaged, everyone's getting married, I probably should," like, there is kinda that, but that's
mm.
so much later. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
soon as for girls, there's just so much, like,
Yeah.
even from as soon as I graduated college, the amount of aunties who have just had
Mm.
something to say. It's like, "Well, you're 25 now." No, I was not 25. I was like 21. She's like, "You know what?"
Rude.
They're like, as soon as you have that degree,
Yeah.
all of a
It's
sudden
like,
it's like, "So,
"Adult,
uh,
woman, oh."
when's your engagement? When's the wedding?" It's like, "Excuse me, what?"
"Excuse me, well,
Right.
what's an
First of all,
engagement?"
how could you jump so many different steps and go straight for goal? I was like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "First of all, that is not a priority of mine right now."
and not a priority of yours as
As
well.
well,
None
it's
of
like,
your
"Mind your business,
beeswax.
woman. Where's your husband?
Mind your beeswax.
Why don't you have a man? Don't look at me."
Shots fired.
I pop, pop, pop. Oh
We
my
don't
god.
say that. We don't say, "Why don't you have a" no, 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 we
No,
don't do
no,
that.
I'd never say that,
We're
obviously, I feel
joking.
so bad already, and I'm not even saying it to anyone, but, like, just the thought crosses your head, you're just like, "Honey, what? So, leave me alone." I'm just like, "You're obviously single and happy, like, the two things can exist,
Yeah, they
simultaneously."
can coexist together. Yeah,
But yeah, no, the pressure for girls is
much more.
oh my
Well,
god.
not much more, but definitely
Oh,
more, like, more, like, I don't know, what's that word? Like, where you can see it more, I think? Or maybe we can see it more because we're girls.
maybe.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, for sure that I feel like there's definitely a pressure on girls,
Yeah.
especially in on age and, like, where's your man? Um, when are you getting married?
Where's your
And stuff like
children?
that. Where's your children?
When are you popping out those babies? Which is so rude, by the way. You should never, like, ask, like, I feel like that's just, like I feel like that's a very touchy subject for a lot of women.
Yeah,
And they
don't
definitely
even
should.
go
I
there.
like out of all the questions, I feel like that is the worst because, like, first of all, maybe they don't want to. Maybe they can't. There's so many different factors
Mhm,
that are personal. I'm just like, "Ugh, there's no boundaries." Especially, I feel like women, they feel like with women, I have the right to ask you these questions because obviously they're on the forefront of your mind. They actually weren't. I actually was not thinking about that until
mhm,
now. So thank you.
yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, I agree with you. I think, like, it's none of your beeswax. You don't need to ask any girl, any woman, any person when they're expecting a baby or when they're having a baby, I
Yeah, I
think.
don't like that.
Just because you never know what's going on,
Exactly.
and
I don't like
maybe they
those
don't want it,
questions.
maybe
Those
they're
are
not in a
horrible.
position
Yeah.
to,
But yeah,
or
the
the pressure
whole
is that nice.
what women have to go through.
Mhm, mhm,
Mm-mm-mm.
mhm. But yeah, so far, like, we talked about the positivity of turning 25, and then also the kind of, like, negative kind of expectations of being 25.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
and
sorry.
no, you go ahead.
And then I had one more actually, whereas
Mm,
we've talked about it exciting, we're growing older and turning 25 and just being happy, but please also know you are still incredibly young. 25 is not
yeah.
old. 25
Mm,
is so young. You have
I mean,
so
do I
much
look
ahead
old
of
to
you
you?
and
No,
so much
there's not.
you have so much time. Like honestly, like for me, I feel like yeah, 25 for me cuz especially for you as well cuz we I think everything lined up with this age. We're graduating college. We're just like we literally for now for the next foreseeable future, I will not be
Mm,
returning back to college.
yeah,
Gotten
same.
our degree, gotten our masters, where everything is lined up. Where just like now, I feel like is a time where I can now start being an adult and adulting. So
Mhm,
I'm just like, you're still very young. You have so much time. Like
mhm.
there's so much ahead of you. So when you turn 25, just don't have that pressure. You're very young.
Yeah, and then also old is not a bad thing.
Well,
Like, I
yeah, this
learn the
whole thing
most
with
from people that are older than me, and I'm so grateful to have them in my
yeah,
life,
and it
so,
isn't like hold
yeah.
honey. Age is a mindset.
Tis a mindset. Honestly, like, I feel like I still feel like I'm 19. Like,
Oh
I still feel like that sort of the mood that I'm in as when I was 19, but my mindset is a lot more mature.
yeah,
Well, like, yeah, so I can't wait until I'm, like, 20. I would like to see where I am at 27, at 28,
just like
29,
a
30.
just like a little like a small like
Yeah, and I'm
2 minute
also
clip.
excited for 40 as well for some reason. I don't know why. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't wait until I'm
40.
40." Yeah, for some reason, I think I don't know. I don't wanna put any expectations on myself again and then be like at 40, I'm like, "I'm panicking. Where's my 5th home?" Or like
No.
no, like, I don't like, there's no, like, expectations like that, but I'm like, I don't know, I'm excited. I wonder where I'll be at 40.
Yeah, I feel like I've never actually really thought I've thought like 20 and then 30s, but I've never actually really thought like 40. I feel
Yeah.
like have properties, have businesses, thriving, children are
Ooh.
grown
Yeah, we
age.
love that.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's actually really interesting. And yeah,
Yeah.
aging is nothing to be afraid of. Like it's very
Yeah, no, it's not at all. It's actually fun, and if you're, like, if you're kind of if you're looking after your mental health and your physical health, you're grand.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
grand.
That's one thing where I'm just like, it's one thing I want to put a lot of priority on as well. I'm just like, start looking after yourself because I'm a very unhealthy person. I don't
Yeah.
I look very
Simi snacks all day.
oh, literally, like, that's I have the biggest sweet tooth, and I'm just like I think I was watching something, I'm just like, "You need to look after yourself. What are you feeling your body with all this?" I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's I need to really just be just a well-rounded, healthier person." Just, like,
Yeah.
occasionally eat a vegetable, you know?
You don't eat a vegetable?
Oh, no, I do, but, like,
Okay.
occasionally eat
I'd be
more.
concerned.
No, no, I do eat veg. I literally
Okay, good
had
girl.
veg today. But no, I'm just, like, occasionally eat, like, like, incorporate a little bit more salads into your life, just a little bit more
Yeah.
healthier, just a little bit more green, you know? Mix it
Yeah.
up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think more so than worrying about your age, like, worrying about your health is
Yeah,
probably
your
more
health is
important.
exactly.
Yeah, but don't, like, worry your arse off, like, don't be like, "Oh my god, like, I'm going to get cancer and everything." Like, no, don't think like that, just be like worry like, think about how to, make sure your, um, I don't know, your abs are strong, so then your lower back doesn't hurt. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah.
I
Do some
I remember
yoga, work on, like, I'm trying
yeah,
to get my mom to kinda do, like she
oh,
feels stiff, I'm like, "Just do a little bit more
same,
stretches and yoga just to make sure keep your joints, like, nice and, like,
jovial.
so you can move around, you know?
Yeah,
I
so
wanna
then you
be
can
still
carry
grooving
yourself.
and rocking when I'm a lot older, so, like,
Mhm, mhm.
get moving,
I
girl.
actually haven't worked out properly since, lockdown. I think I might have exercised a few times only, and honestly, I can feel the effects, so I really do wanna take
Oh, no, dude, like, I feel
better
like I
care.
started off very, very strong at the beginning
Yeah,
of
I used to go
lockdown.
running.
I was on a treadmill all the time, and then I'd
Mhm.
do, like, 20,000 steps a couple times a week, just go walking around to, like, the
Stop.
that was a lot. That was, like, that stress that wasn't bad because it was really warm and I just walked to the beach, which takes 2 hours to get there, and I was just like I
Mhm.
remember telling my friend, I was like, "It only took me 2 hours to walk there," and I'm just like, "Could you imagine me ever saying,
Yeah,
it only took me 2 hours," but when you had nothing to do I had
that's fab.
nothing to do, so I'm just like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, I get to walk somewhere, at least by the time I come home, most of the day is just over."
I think I'd be so bored if I walked for 2 hours.
Oh, I had my phone and it was really sunny, and then I went by, like,
Yeah,
parks and I walked to the beach and, like, I sat
yeah,
on the beach, it was really nice, and then I walked
yeah.
back through another park. Like, it sounds boring, but it's actually really nice, and
No, it doesn't sound
I feel
boring.
like
I
at
think
that time, because it's in the house all the time, and it was on strict
yeah,
lockdown, we could
it's
I
nice.
think first it was, like, we could only go, like, 2 kilometers, then it was 5 kilometers. I was literally
Mhm.
just like, I am a very much I've done this where I've stayed in the house for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah, you've been locked in for too
I'm
long.
very bad at, like, just, like, like, I'm a when people say they're hermits, I'm just like, "Honey, you have nothing on me." So I'm just like, "Oh my god, the sun, grass, air, people." I was like, "Oh my god, is that a dog? Oh my god, is that a child?" I was so excited. It was so nice, and I remember walking down to a park, and I was like, "I should come to the park more often." Some people were playing basketball, and I was like, "Ooh,
Oh.
I need to come to the
Oh.
park more often." I was like, "I didn't know these are the kind of people at the park. Why did nobody tell me?"
They
Oh,
were very sporty, were
it was
they?
very sporty. I was like, "Ooh, do
Inspires
you want
you.
an extra player on your basketball?" I'm so bad about could you imagine, like, "Do you need an
Yeah.
extra player to play basketball?" Yo, I can hoop.
I'm
I was on the school
right here.
basketball team. I was very bad.
Oh my god, yeah, I was good at basketball for, like, from primary school, and then I stopped playing for a while, and then we had the same coach in secondary school, and I think he remembered me being, like, a good basketball
Yeah.
player. So then he kept and every time he saw me, he'd be like, "You should join the basketball team, come on, come on." And then one day I was like, "Yeah, I'll play," and I went and it was the worst. Like, I was so bad, like, I've lost the touch.
Really?
Yeah, like, everyone was so rough, and I think I don't know, like, I've just gotten, like, not I'm not in that mindset anymore now that if anyone pushes me, I'm like
How could you? Oh my
and, so, like, obviously, I'm fine, like, and I'll still play, but I think I haven't trained at all for such a long time, and just going into a match was just
it
not
was too much.
it was too much, it, like, kinda gave me, like, trauma. I was and then another girl, they were playing, and one of the girls got hit in the face, and she started bleeding. I was like, "Oh my goodness."
This is not for me.
Yeah, on the
Not
first day
really.
back, like, if I had training prior going in and was prepared and was like all warmed up and everything and like, you know, at a fit level, I think it would have been fine. But
Yeah.
and then after that, my coach never asked me to
Oh,
play anymore. So I was
you're just
useless.
like, "Are you gonna invite me back?" Like, "No."
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
I wasn't good at basketball, but I played football, or Americans call it soccer. I
Oh,
was very good at soccer. I was
mhm.
very good at football.
How
Like,
are
I had
you?
medals, I was, like, team I think I was team captain at one point.
Oh,
I remember
wow.
we played a match, and they had, like, our team won, obviously, because who when you're captained by Simi, baby.
Yeah, like,
And then they
your
had, like,
coach.
medals for, like, the best players, and one of
Mhm.
them was yours truly.
Oh,
So,
I
like,
can
football
imagine
was
you
more
playing
my
soccer.
speed, I was very good at it, but basketball, for some reason, I just couldn't. I just didn't like it, no.
Yeah. I liked basketball. I liked all the sports. I was good at running, at basketball, tag rugby, and I like Gaelic as well.
Really?
Um,
Oh.
yeah,
I remember there was,
that
like,
was
a
fun.
I think it was a sports day, and,
Mhm.
I obviously had signed up, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll run," and it was, like, I don't even know, but it was a lot. And
Yeah,
then I got there and I was like, "No, I'm not doing it."
yeah.
And then one of my friends was just like, "Okay, I'll run in your place," and then she ended up nearly passing. I felt so bad. I was just like, she wasn't
Wait,
even
why
meant to run. It was
how did
me.
she run in your place? Does that mean she ran twice or what?
No, so it was only, like, everybody was doing a different sport, and I was just like, "I'm not doing it. I don't wanna run."
Oh, I see.
So she's
I
like,
see,
"Okay, we'll swap sports and, like, I'll run." And she nearly passed.
yeah. To be honest, I nearly
I felt
passed that as
so
well. I
bad.
had it what?
I felt so bad. Oh god.
I like yeah, running is tough actually. For some reason, I
Mm.
wanted to be a cross country runner, like a racer.
Really?
At
I
one
wish
point, I think I had a friend at that time that was into cross country, and she was fabulous, and I just wanted to be like her. I think that's
oh
what
my
it
god.
was.
I wish I
But yeah,
liked I hate running. I can't.
I've and you know what? Actually, in TY, which is like a fourth year in secondary school in Ireland, and it's optional. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
basically a
My
year
school
where
didn't
you
wasn't even an option.
oh, it wasn't an option for you guys?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, it was in ours, and it's basically a year where students are not taking the normal, like, you know, classes
Mm.
for like, for exam,
Yeah, it's more
but
work
they're taking
experience, isn't it?
it's more work experience
Yeah.
and, like, learning new experiences, like, I don't know, I can't remember, like, we go on school trips, then there'll be, like, competitions that you could, like, get involved
I
in,
really like that. I have friends who did that, and I was like, I would have liked to do
yeah,
that.
was good. But I why did I mention that?
We were
Why
talking
did
about
I mention
sports, so did you do something?
um what happened in TY Sports? Oh, I just completely forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry, guys. This happens sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we were talking about sports, and
yeah.
then never mind. I
It'll
was
come
gonna
back to
say
you,
something about
hopefully.
TY. Oh yeah, I actually do remember now. So in TY, I actually ran every day, like every single day after school. And the gym was open and it was free, and we could all just use it until like 5 p.m. or something. And I was there on that treadmill every single day, or I was on a spinner, you know, the bicycle, the spin. What are they
Mhm.
called?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
The
those
spinning.
for this yeah.
And yeah, or I was on those not the cross trainers. I think that's what they were called. It's kind of
Oh,
like a running machine as
oh,
well, but
yeah.
then you move your arms. Yeah, so I was on that every day. Like every day after school I would go.
Really?
And I just really enjoyed it. Yeah, I would just sit there. If I was lazy, I'd sit down and then I would do the bike where you know, you get to lean back and you just
Yeah.
move your legs, and I'd be on that with an inclination of like 5 or
Oh my
something, and then I was
gosh.
going yeah, and then I'd be there for like maybe an hour, like half an hour to an hour. I don't know why, I just really enjoyed it. So I've always like loved like cardio, and cardio is easy for me.
Mm.
I don't love it anymore now. Like I'll do it. It's not that hard for me.
Yeah.
It's always the one that I always start off with because it's not that hard. But I enjoy I used to really love cardio,
Really?
and I probably will probably get back into it.
Yeah, I'm not just doing cardio, I'm just doing walks, my walking, but I'm gonna try and incorporate a little bit more running because I do
Mhm.
want to. Because I remember, last year, or was it the year before, my
Mhm.
friend signed up for the VHI Women's Mini Marathon,
Yeah.
and my friends were I was not having it, to be honest. As I
Yeah.
told you, I do not like to run. I do not
No.
like fast movement.
Simi does not like to run. No cardio for Simi.
No cardio for Simi, and they convinced me to sign up, and I'm like, "We're gonna need to train." Oh my goodness. So
Yeah.
we went running, and I went to my friend's house, and the two of them run, and they're really good, and they're really fast. And I was like, "Okay, running," which is like they're like, "We'll only do like 5K," and I was like, "Okay, grand." And I think we
5K is
ran
not
for
that
like
bad.
2K. I ran 2K straight. To be honest, that was a lot for me. Like 2K
No,
without
5K is a lot,
stopping.
I'm joking.
What?
No, 5K is a lot, it's quite like, for a beginner, that's
It's a
okay,
lot.
that's a
So I
lot,
I was
yeah.
able to get 2K without stopping, and I'm telling you now, I burst out crying. I was just like, "I don't wanna do it anymore." I literally they're just like, "Are you okay?" I was just like, "I don't wanna do it anymore, I can't do it." So they left me, and they're just like,
Oh.
"Can we continue running? You just walk." I was like, "Okay." And then I got lost, and I tried to walk back. I was like, "I'll walk back a longer way." And then I got lost, and then
Oh,
by the time I got back onto the main road, they'd run to where they needed to go, run back
yeah.
home, and got in the car to come get me. Oh
Oh,
my
that's
god.
sweet.
But I ran for most of the marathon, and then I kinda, like, walked, jogged the last, like, I think 2K or no, or the
Yeah,
last 1K actually. So it wasn't the worst, and I still came out last out of all of our friends that
but you
did
still
it with
did it
us.
though. Yeah, but you still did it, I
Yeah,
mean,
so I'm very proud of myself.
that's an
So
achievement
I'm
for
gonna
you
try
to
and
keep
get back
going.
into it. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
weird, I have a park near where I live, so I'd be like, "Okay, after work, I'd come home, change, and go running straight away." And
You're
it's
good
about
at it now. Remember over lockdown, you
I
were
got really
going
good
running a lot.
because I
Yeah.
started it's about 2K to get to the park, and
Mhm.
I literally would stop so many times before I got there, and I was able to run to the park the entire way without stopping, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my stamina's improving, I love it." I wish I
Yeah.
kept it up, so I wanna try and go back into it again.
Yeah. Do.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so on that note,
Yeah, we've gone off the
we
point.
will yeah, we've gone completely off the point, but we're but I hope that's okay.
Yeah, I hope you really enjoyed that and got a little
Yeah.
fun story. Oh, do we
Yeah.
have story times? We will definitely have some story times.
Yeah, we will have some story times. Yeah, but on that note, I think we will conclude this episode. What do you think, Simi? Is there
Yeah.
anything that you wanna add?
No, no more on my notes. I think that was a pretty strong episode.
Yeah, it was. Okay. So, again, I would like to invite you all to leave comments and give us feedback, or if there's anything or any topics that you would like us to maybe talk about or touch on, do let us know, get in touch.
Yes.
We read our comments, we read our messages, so just send it on, and we would be so happy, like, if you would just drop a feedback and let us know how you're liking it and what you would like to hear.
Yeah, that would be so lovely. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social
Yeah.
medias. We are going to be on Spotify, Google Play,
Podcasts, Google Podcast,
um,
Castbox, and
and
Apple Podcast.
Apple Watch. I don't know why we get so confused when you say that all the time.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
of course, we're on Instagram and we're on Twitter, where we're trying to be a lot more active on Twitter.
yeah,
And share with all your friends and family. And we really hope you enjoy this episode. It's really fun. I really like we're episode 2, but it's really fun to kind of just chat, and hopefully you
yeah,
guys are having fun. I really hope that you guys are laughing along with us.
yeah.
So like, yes.
Yeah, so it's just basically me and Simi chatting, but of course, like, we'd like to include all of you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this episode and it was fun for you guys.
We will catch you in our next episode.
Yes. Thank you for
Bye.
listening. Bye from Wayan.
And bye from Simi.
See
Bye.
ya.